Hello, my name is Peter Nicholson, and I'll be leading you through this, the feature breakdown for the 1.1 Pompey patch for Imperator Rome. The Pompey patch for Imperator aims to expand on a number of features we felt deserved additional attention in the weeks leading up to and after the release. Our flagship feature for Pompey is a total overhaul of naval warfare, introducing 6 distinct ship classes, each with their own advantages and drawbacks. In a similar vein to land combat, navies will be able to choose from a number of naval tactics, allowing you to gain an edge over your opponents and vie for naval dominance in all arenas. Hellenistic naval warfare would of course be incomplete without the ability to board and capture ships, so a system for allowing this has been introduced alongside the reworked naval combat mechanics. New admiral traits will also allow you to take advantage of up-and-coming characters destined to be seafaring prodigies. Heavier ship classes will now be capable of providing assistance during invasions, with the ability to assault ports and coastal fortresses once naval supremacy has been assured, bringing a new tactical level to naval gameplay. If you're tired of seeing Mauryan war vessels cruising the Caledonian coast, you'll be pleased to hear that we're introducing Naval Range, a system designed to simulate the likely supply capabilities of vessels on a national level. Ships beyond a certain distance from your coast will begin to take attrition damage, ensuring a need for coastal supply ports or increased technology if you wish to exert your naval influence at extreme distances. The map itself has been updated with sections of navigable river from the Nile to the Indus, and many more, with various inland ports being added to notable riverine cities. Cities adjacent to rivers will receive a variety of bonuses to simulate the importance of rivers as the lifeblood of empires. As part of the naval theme in Pompey, we took the opportunity to overhaul the way that pirates function, allowing you to hire groups of organized pirates more akin to mercenaries, who will fight under your flag so long as you're able to pay them. Pirates will inhabit port cities, provided that the owning country tolerates them, providing bonuses on a local level. Harboring pirates is a risky business, of course, and nations fed up of pirate raids will have access to a unique casus belli in order to put down any pirate menace, available through the laws screen. One of the most requested features has been a system for representing dual rulership. This will be included in Pompey. Certain Republican government types will have access to a form of co-consulship, allowing individual ruler statistics to be chosen from the best options between your consul and co-consul. A weak co-consul is not without dangers, however, as ruler popularity is averaged between your consuls, and the corruption of both is taken into account. A disloyal consul will begin to work against you, increasing your power costs. All monarchies will now benefit from a similar system, allowing the consort to make up for failings in a monarch's abilities at the risk of increasing your power costs if your consort is not loyal to your cause. Our second focus for the Pompey patch is on stability and internal development. Stability itself will now be represented on a scale of 1 to 100%, which will trend dynamically towards 50. Choosing to increase your stability will no longer simply add to your stability value, but will cause a gradual increase over time. Each time you perform this action, however, the cost for doing so again will increase. A stability value below 50 has new added dangers. The threshold for civil war and rebellion will begin to decline, stressing the importance of a loyal character pool even further. Leading on from this, we've implemented a new concept for characters called power base. Power base is a representation of how much military might a character would be able to bring to bear if they so decided, and can be gained by attaining offices, governorships, loyal cohorts, and wealth. The calculations for civil wars will now take power base into account instead of only loyal cohorts, ultimately meaning that even characters without a standing army can bring your proud nation to its knees should you mistreat them. Holdings have undergone a redesign linked strongly to the power base feature. For every 10 slaves in a city, 1 holding will be made available. Holdings can be granted to characters manually to increase their loyalty and income. However, holdings also provide power base to characters, increasing their political weight and capabilities in the event of an impending civil war. Characters will also purchase holdings themselves if they are able to afford them, passing them on to their family in the event of their death. As part of the power base feature, characters in positions of power may no longer be imprisoned without due diligence, requiring a trial to be performed. The higher the power base of the target, the greater the risk of losing standing or beginning a civil war. Also introduced in Pompey are a series of government-type unique interactions, which have the potential to augment your nation in times of need, or if you have assertive power. Republics will have access to a series of faction-themed abilities, which may be used at the risk of increasing dissatisfaction in your government and increasing populist sentiment. Monarchies have a number of unique interactions designed to give them tools to deal with situations commonly occurring for their government type. Have your character pool collectively swear oaths to your heir, summon a war council to debate the next prime invasion target, or focus on developing the civilization level during your reign. Tribal governments can choose to permit free migration, making it easier to decentralize their nation or increase their enslavement efficiency and populate their cities with the citizens of their foes through conquest. The population mechanics have received some attention in Pompey, having been split into two modifiable components: population growth and population capacity. Various trade goods have been rebalanced to provide population growth, whereas grain and granaries will now affect local population capacity. Overpopulated cities will therefore need development in order to continue growing. Climate will now play an important part in the potential population capacity of your nation, with warm climates inherently able to sustain higher population numbers. Nearby rivers, road connections, and much more will all increase the population capacity of a city. In addition to these reworks, we will be adding a province-level feature designed to facilitate tall play and to reward a continued focus on the important core provinces of a nation. 4 province investments corresponding to each of the 4 power types will be available, giving you additional choice upon how and where to spend your resources, boosting local trade routes, building slots, same religion happiness, or provincial output and loyalty. Many events and decisions will also grant free provincial investments, acting as an incentive to complete certain tasks. As part of our ongoing efforts to bring regional identity to the many nations, cultures, and religions in Imperator, all nations will now have a heritage modifier. Heritage modifiers will provide bonuses as well as a drawback, designed to suit specific nations, as well as a whole host of culture groups and terrain types. In an effort to better display quite what your characters are getting up to behind the scenes, the ambition system has been reworked to act as a more visual display of a character's objectives. These schemes can occasionally be assisted or interfered with for a cost, and you'll be able to pick from a number of schemes for your ruler to perform. Skim from the treasury, seek patronage from a powerful political figure, or seek to prove the veracity of your lineage, perhaps uncovering a link to a renowned bloodline for Hellenic monarchs. Another popular request has been the ability to switch religion. This will now be possible, once certain conditions are fulfilled, allowing nations to reorient their national religious identity and access new omens appropriate to their new religion. Religions themselves will now have their own modifiers, allowing you to tailor your experience according to your desired playstyle. Omens themselves now contain much more variation, with each religion having distinct and unique options available to them, as well as a variety of situation-specific omens for certain nations. For example, Ptolemaic Egypt will gain access to a number of new omens if they choose to embrace the Serapis cult. As with all patches, we've added a large amount of flavor and event content, utilizing old and new content alike. Carthage and Rome particularly have a number of new dynamic historical events, as well as many additional situational events for other nations. Many oft-requested features will be making an appearance in Pompey, most notably the ability to relocate national and provincial capitals, provided requirements are met. To allow you to paint the map in whichever manner you so desire, you will now find yourself able to release owned provinces as client states, handing over control of the target area to a local client government in exchange for all the benefits of a vassal relationship. Last but not least, our team of artists and coders have finally been permitted to express their destructive potential. Experience firsthand the fury of volcanic activity. Watch as the city of Pompey is buried under ash, and marvel at the destruction wrought upon your neighbours who chose to construct their capitals adjacent to volcanic ranges. In addition to volcanoes, storms, sandstorms and snowstorms will be experienced across the map, enhancing the visual fidelity of Imperator and providing a new tactical element to warfare and supply. We hope you enjoy this free patch as much as we have enjoyed producing and playing it, and we look forward to seeing the conquests you make with these new tools at your disposal.